out the starting five for both teams. First for Sacramento, the guards, Vasquez and McLemore. And the big fella inside out of the University of Kentucky, the unbelievably gifted and powerful pivot man, DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Mbamute, and it's Thompson in at the 4 spot. And then for the Houston Rockets, manning the backcourt, Jeremy Lin along with James Harden. And it's center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. Then there's Chandler Parsons, and it's Ashik in at the 4.
There's no question the big news for the Sacramento Kings is they're still the Sacramento Kings. After a nail-biting last couple of years, they saw the team flirt with moving to Virginia, Anaheim, Las Vegas, Seattle. Finally, a new ownership group committed to keeping the team in Sac.
And for all the Kings fans, what a great victory. Former 3-time NBA All-Star and Sacramento native son, Mayor Kevin Johnson, instrumental in securing financing for the new arena, and Steve campaigning with the league's owners to keep the team in Northern California.
I think it surprised everyone, Kevin. Seattle made such a strong bid. I think most people felt the team would end up in Seattle, but Johnson did his job. Sacramento stepped up to the plate. And I think it's great that the Kings get to keep their team, and hopefully Seattle will end up with one in the next couple of years.
Stolen by Jeremy Lin. It's Harden with the drive. Drops it in from 14 feet away.
A nice piece of work there. Find a little space and pull the trigger.
On defense, Houston. Now let's send it over to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Kevin McHale.
He told me he's wary about how they'll contend with DeMarcus Cousins inside. He said he's a beast in there, no doubt about it. Size, length, strength, and a ton of skill. The talent is really off the charts with him. And guys, he knows it won't be easy to muscle Cousins away from the rim, but he said that's what they've got to find a way to do. It won't be easy.
Thanks, Doris.
Well, you know, prior to last season, there were several teams that considered trading for James Harden. There was a question, though, over how much they were prepared to give up. And some question if he could be the first option on the team. That question's been answered.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Thompson dishes to Mbamute. 5 to shoot. Vasquez goes up the baseline. Here's Cousins. And it's sent back by Parsons. Harden kicks to Parsons. Offensive rebound. Sacramento with the ball. 4-point game. Wasted no time on that one. Vasquez has got 5 points so far.
D there, guys, was pretty much non-existent. I mean, you can't leave a good shooter like that open.
In the season before last, Harden won 6th Man of the Year. But, guys, do you think that because Harden came off the bench in Oklahoma City that some underestimated his talent?
Well, I don't think anybody underestimated his talent. I think it was pretty apparent what he could do. But, you know, scouts have watched him ever since his Arizona State days. You could see he had star potential, and now he's getting the opportunity in Houston to fulfill that.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. McLemore, the pass to Vasquez. He feeds it to Cousins. Lets it fly from 18. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Lin against Thompson. Howard dishes to Parsons. It's Harden with the drive. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Up to this point, a closely contested game as we start the second quarter. And a look at how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
Well, they're trying to play fast and trying to put the defense on their heels.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
Outside Thomas. The pass to Thornton. 3-pointer. Counts the bucket. Thornton's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Sacramento.
Mike Malone, the new head coach of the Sacramento Kings, son of a former NBA coach. Mike has been credited with helping teams improve their defenses, whether it was in New Orleans with Chris Paul, last season with Golden State, but Malone very well regarded in NBA coaching circles.
Now, here's Salmons after Montiunas' miss. And again, Marcus Thornton for three. Thornton's got 6.
What are they thinking leaving him with all that space out there? Do they not know? Have they not heard that this guy is unbelievable? That's a layup for him.
And the Sacramento team, Clark, not without offensive talent, but their defense has been their shortcoming.
And that's the area they've got to ramp up and improve. And Coach Malone is going to have an opportunity to put his stamp on this team by improving them at the defensive end of the floor. Tell you what, you've got to give the Houston Rockets a lot of credit, guys. After losing their franchise players to injury and age back in '09, they've managed to rebuild this team without tanking for lottery picks or going all the way to the bottom of the heap. Very impressive.
Well, sometimes when you're at a height disadvantage, that's the way to attack. Go right at your defender.
And for the Rockets, they've been very shrewd acquiring undervalued players, trading for draft picks. Steve, all in the hopes of swinging big trades for superstars.
Well, then when they acquired James Harden, they finally got a cornerstone player. Now all of a sudden you throw in Dwight Howard, you've got another foundational player. So all these years of tinkering and trading and moving picks and moving players, it's finally paid off, and now he's got the team he was hoping to put together.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Guys, Greg Smith out of Fresno State went undrafted back in 2011, but he set a record at the Combine with hands a foot wide from thumb to pinky. After playing a bit in the D-League, he caught on with the Rockets and says his hands have been a big part of his success. Quote, I can catch the ball with one hand or two. I rarely drop a pass, and that's what my teammates love about me. They know they can have the confidence to throw the ball wherever, and I'm going to catch it. Guys, he also said that growing up in a football family, all that practice catching footballs helps his hand-eye coordination.
He's really coming into his own. Thanks, Doris. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Kings.
Well, they've definitely had the hot hand from the three-point line so far. Always nice to start out like that.
The other thing they've had going for them tonight is their passing. I mean, doing a nice job. Plenty of their points early on coming off assists.
Now, here's Thomas. 6 points for him. Back to Thornton. Feeds it to Thomas. Shoots the three. Can't get it to go. And Houston the other way now. Montiunas kicks to Harden. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Harden's got 5 points in the quarter.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that's special because he lives for the big moments. Fearless. I mean, he will take any big shot down the stretch. He wants the ball in his hands.
And Steve, he's earned a nickname that's familiar to anybody that's followed basketball, the microwave. There's no slow build-up with him. All he needs is one shot to go down, and it can set him off, turn him into a real scoring machine. He cooks with gas, not electricity.
The Kings have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
Man, this club shot 77% as a team last year. Good, not spectacular, but solid.
He misses the free throw.
And, you know, for the Kings, with the new ownership group, a new coach, a new front office, and a new downtown arena on the horizon, it's exciting times for the Kings fans and a lot of newfound optimism around this team, too.
And the Kings, a team that experienced a period of great success in the 90s, back the late 90s and early this century. But they had undergone a 7-year playoff drought, and Steve, times had gotten pretty dark.
Well, there's a lot of change in the air in Sacramento this season with new ownership, new management, new coaching, and some young talent with Ben McLemore. So I think there's hope going forward for the Sacramento Kings.
Thomas kicks to Salmons. Landry, a screen on Parsons. Here's Salmons. Loses the defender with the screen and drills the jumper. Salmons.
Now, presented by Sprint. And it's been a great game.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Welcome back, everybody. The start of the second half getting underway. Both teams battling hard through the first half. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Well, in terms of his points in the first half, I mean, that's pretty much what we've come to expect out of him.
Yeah, that's an open book on all you need to know about what talent he has. I'll bet he adds a lot more to that tally in the second half.
Lynn kicks to Harden. For the lead. Rejected by Mbamute. It's rebounded by Houston.
Boy, guys, it was a tremendous all-star season for James Harden a year ago. And LeBron James declared Harden a superstar. No small praise from probably the best player in the world right now. And I think people are coming around to accepting that Harden really is a superstar player.
Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Gentlemen, for the Houston Rockets, a remarkable rebuild process since 2009. They remained around a 500 team, trading for draft picks and young prospects, preserving cap space, and acquiring the elite talents of James Harden and Dwight Howard. They've become, once again, a contender in the West. Kevin, this is a young team poised to make some real noise.
The story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris. And for Harden, signing a 5-year, $80 million extension with the Rockets last season, the Thunder felt they just couldn't afford to pay him that much with the luxury tax penalties looming ahead.
Well, they already had max players in Westbrook and Durant, so they didn't feel going forward that they could have 3 max guys. So Harden moves on to Houston. Turned out to be an excellent move for the Rockets. He played awfully well last year.
Starting to get restless here. 0 for 4 to start the second half.
And the shot falls short this time.
I'm not sure about that shot, guys. The defense really all over him.
Vasquez passes to McLemore. .114 left in the third. There's the triple. Sacramento again missing. Rockets have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break.
You know, when you get an influx of talent through the draft like the Rockets did prior to last season, the initial reaction is excitement, but then you think about, man, how are we going to get these guys ready to play NBA basketball? And the Rockets did a nice job by taking it easy and bringing them along slowly.
And for the Rockets, you look at how that strategy worked out for them, and it was exactly what they needed. Got off to a quick start last year, and, you know, Steve, toward the end, their rookies were fresh and able to contribute when it mattered most.
You know, Kevin, it's hard for fans to see a player get drafted and not immediately see the floor, but a lot of times that's the best route. You know, you give a player time to adjust, you make him earn it, and by the end of the season, he can be a very effective player. I think plenty of the Rockets players proved that last season.
Takes a 3. Rebounded by Beverly.
You know, not only is the game neck and neck and tight, but the rebounding battle is too. Extremely close on the board.
Yeah, both teams have really put in a terrific effort down low.
McLemore dishes to Vasquez. They get it back. Here's Cousins. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass. Cousins has got his first basket.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
No question. Pound it into the painted area and continue to put pressure on that defense.
Harden's shot is good.
They've got to continue to put pressure on the defense by probing inside. That's what's really working for them.
And when you're doing the job they are inside, it takes pressure off the perimeter guys.
Vasquez kicks to McLemore. No good with the triple. 3 seconds left. Here's Harden. The third quarter comes to a close. Rocket. And we're set to start the action up here in the fourth quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. And a look now at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for the Rockets.
You know, with their fast break operating so efficiently. I mean, you can see why they've gone with it throughout the game.
The other thing they're doing, guys, is forcing turnovers and then creating points offensively as a result. Their low post defense has to show some improvement, guys.
Yeah, of the last 10 points, Steve, 8 have come from in tight.
Vasquez kicks to McLemore. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Way too loose on that inbounds pass.
Houston making a switch here. Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Dishes to Vasquez. Vasquez gets a screen from Cousins. Now here's Vasquez, defended by Lynn. Vasquez passes to Cousins. Good D by Howard.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Any extra possessions that you can get, either through steals or rebounds, are so critical in this game. I love watching him, with the pick and roll, Kevin, because as the ball handler in that scenario, he knows exactly how to use the defense and then set up the screen in advance. That's why he's so effective.
That's right. And don't forget about his great outlet passing. It's a lost art in this day and age, but I love the way he gets breaks started by getting the ball out ahead of the pack.
Tipped away. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. And he jams it with authority.
Textbook example there of how to use defense to create offense.
Yeah, beautiful transition play after the steal all the way to the basket.
Wasted no time going from defense to offense.
It feels like they're starting to pick up the intensity as the game itself starts to get a little more tight and close.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
During that break, Coach Mike Malone had some words for his team. He told his guys it's time to turn it up a little and try to make a push. We've worked too hard to come away empty-handed. Let's put this thing away. Kevin, we'll see if they can get it done.
Thanks a lot, Doris. Vasquez dishes to Amute. Vasquez. Pass to Cousins. 4 on the shot clock. That doesn't go either for Cousins.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
Hits the bucket. And that's 19 points for James Harden.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. And defensively, the wind has just been knocked out of their sails.
Need to get more bodies committed down low.
Rockets on offense. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Lynn kicks to Howard. Out of bounds, Sacramento will take possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
Just over a minute and a half play here in the fourth. Off his leg, and the official saying it was kicked. So it's Sacramento. Looking to get on the board here in the fourth still. Now here's Vasquez. He's covered closely. Passes it to Amute. Pocket 6. The feed to Vasquez. Nailed from three-point land.
That shot becomes effortless for him when the D is so relaxed. They got to get more intense.
And the Kings making a change here.
yo, yo!